Hey guys, just wanted to outline what is currently my favorite build in Destiny 2 and what I've been consistently using for most activities such as Override, Raids, Master Nightfalls, and PvP to an extent. So, first I'll go over appearance. Obviously, with Saint XIV back in the story this season, and him being my favorite character, I tried to create a look and feel as close as possible to the Saint. I'm sure you can tell. There's actually not much armor in the game though I can find that looks exactly like his, but this is what I came up with. So obviously Helm of Saint XIV for the exotic, that's pretty obvious. Followed by Devastation Complex for the arms, right here. Shoulders and spikes somewhat resemble Saints, and I kind of just like how they look as a Titan. I haven't found a very good chest armor piece that matches. The Sunbreaker set goes pretty well with everything, so I'm using that for now. And plus, shotgun shells across the chest are awesome. And then for the legs and mark, obviously I'm using the Vogue set, which I think looks pretty well. The Vogue legs have kind of the spike thing going on, and the mark is pretty badass with the glowy, glowy purple, kind of like Saint has. To complete the whole vibe, I'm using the emblem and the Ram Sparrow, which is pretty sexy. And then the Ghost Projection and Ghost Shell for Saint XIV. Unfortunately, I never got one of the Saint XIV ships, so that kind of sucks, but maybe it'll pop up eventually. So, next for the actual build, so starting with the weapons, Bastion is the obvious choice. It's probably one of my favorite exotic weapons. The weapon is obviously very good in PvP, but I think it's pretty underrated in PvE as well. And I know some people probably will disagree with me on this, but with some helpful mods, you can use it nearly as a primary. You can get charge of light from the kills and put out a ton of damage. So it has more range than a shotgun, but it feels like a shotgun, and it's a lot more ammo efficient. It staggers all enemies because it has Unstoppable built in, and so even if it's not a champion, they will stagger, like big wyverns, boss wyverns will stagger. And obviously Unstoppable champions themselves it will stagger, so it's actually pretty viable in Nightfalls now. I've been using it pretty regularly. The thing is about it is that you don't have to aim for the Unstoppable to proc, and hitting an enemy at any range will stun them, even if it does minimal damage. So you can, even if the champion's far away, you can swap to Bastion, fire a burst, stun him, and then swap to heavy or whatever. So so that is pretty awesome. With practice, you can get multi-kills pretty easily by quickly adjusting aim during the burst of its slugs, and using the quick charge mod right here, a double kill gets you a charge with light stack. So it kind of makes up for it not having a catalyst by at least charging you with light, even if it doesn't make an orb. The quick charge mod also supposedly benefits fusion rifles. I haven't noticed it very much, but from my research it seems to boost the handling a little bit, not the ready speed. Not entirely sure about that. Moving on to the energy slot, I usually like to run an auto rifle or SMG depending on what I'm doing. Nothing too much to say here. Death Adder is by far my favorite SMG, and I'm still looking for a better roll, but this works pretty well for now. And the Saint XIV shader on it looks pretty dope with the purple glow and the gold magazine. And then for power weapon, I really like Blast Speed with chain reaction. Pair it with the energy accelerant mod for way more damage with the chain reaction, or the Crown Splitter sword. Here's my roll with Vorpal. It deletes stuff with the energy accelerant mod, so insane burst damage, really good for Nightfalls depending on the Nightfall. I'll be sad when this mod goes away because it's awesome. And swords in general just really nice for maneuverability and altering movement, blocking, all that stuff. So on to the stats. I focused on these stats right here. As you can see, mobility I don't really care about, so it's pretty low. 70 resilience, I built that in because it's enough to survive a sniper shot in Grandmasters. And also, as a Titan, it's nice to have a lower cooldown for shields. 100 recovery, obviously, is super helpful. Over 100 makes a big difference. There's a big jump. I think it's like 36% and at 90, and that is like 43% at 100. So it's a big jump at the end. High discipline is good. I'd like to get it higher at some point, but it's the best I can do for now. 40 intellect, I don't really care too much because you can gain intellect in PvE really well no matter what, and the difference is negligible as you increase it. So strength, again, I'd like to get it higher as a Titan that likes to punch things, but running protective light, it brings the stat strength down a bit. But it's worth the sacrifice. And plus I have the heavy-handed mod, which refunds melee energy upon using a 1 soul charged with light. So I guess the last thing I'll go over is just the mods I picked. So for my helmet, I'm doing obviously resilience, heavy-handed, which I'm so used to heavy-handed. Heavy-handed second perk, which gives you ammunition back while surrounded. Like it kicks in all the time. With Bastion, it's amazing because it's just constantly feeding you back that ammunition as you're using it. So it is an expensive mod. Not the greatest in like Grandmasters, but just normal stuff, normal Nightfalls, Strikes, whatever, it's awesome. And then secondly, for my arms, I have just a discipline mod. Fusion Rifle Loader helps Bastion feel a lot snappier. And then slot for champion mod, and then quick charge, which like I said is really good for Bastion because it doesn't have a catalyst, so you're charging yourself with light, and it's very easy to get double kills with it. And then it also supposedly benefits the ready speed, but I think it benefits the handling, but not by much, so I don't know if anyone can correct me on that. And then for my chest piece, Resilience mod, and actually Bastion, if you do double reserves, it gives you 20 shots instead of just 15, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, double reserves is a little overkill, but building around Bastion helps it feel really nice. And then reactive pulse, I really like that. For the overshield while doing a finisher is actually saved my butt a ton of times because you're in the thick of it and you're taking damage, and then you see a weak enemy and you do a finisher and boom, it gives your health a chance to recover. So really like that. And the arc energy actually has been nerfed. I hope they revert that because it doesn't even kill a red bar anymore, but it does still stun them a bit. So, and then for my legs, I'm doing Void. I like the Better Already mod. It's actually pretty underrated. It saved me a lot in day 1 VOG. Whenever you see a orb, you just run and jump on it, and your health starts boosting right away. So even if you're taking damage, you're almost dead, you see an orb, you grab it, boom, you're charged with light, your health regenerates, and then maybe reactive pulse or protective light kicks off. So Fusion Rifle Scavenger, obviously protective light, amazing mod. It has saved my butt countless times. And then finally for class item, just recovery mod to bump me right over 100. And Bulwark Finisher, which is an awesome mod. I think it's well worth the super energy personally, because yeah, if you're almost dead, especially in a raid, and you just need to get out of it, you do, finisher gives you a shield while you're doing the finisher, and then Bulwark Finisher lets you keep the overshield after. So, and then obviously taking charge at the end just to get stacks of charged with light from generally playing. I probably should have a supercharged mod somewhere instead of doing 3 mods that use stacks, but I have 2 that give me stacks, so it's not too bad. So anyway, that's pretty much my build. Obviously Suppressor for PvP and Void Wall for PvE, and Bubble all the way, Bubble Bro, Saint XIV forever. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, definitely let me know. This is kind of my first video. I just kind of wanted to share what I really like running. I just keep coming back to this build because I just find it so fun, and I just vibe with it really well. So anyway, that is my Destiny 2 Titan build. Thanks for watching.